I welcome you all to my second video blog. Today I'm going to talk about chapter 1 of the book. The topic of the book is Why Positive Discipline. Let us first try to derive a meaning out of the term positive discipline. It simply says discipline in a positive way. And the next thought that crosses our mind is that possible? As parents and as teachers, our brains are very hardwired to give direction to our children and students. And that's a very conventional approach. Here comes the role of positive discipline, which talks about a different approach. It talks about non punitive methods. There are no punishments, no spanking, but building a mutual relationship between a parent and a child and a teacher and students. It is very effective with preschoolers. As children at this age, they have an inborn drive to explore the world around them. This exploration and experimentation helps them in their cognitive, emotional, and physical development. While they are exploring their surroundings, they do mess up, they get stubborn, they tend to ignore directions, and they try to push buttons in all possible ways. And here comes the role of positive discipline. It is believed that the parent's role should be to make them correct their mistakes instead of blaming and shaming. Understand the reason behind their behavior, especially when they are acting stubborn or throwing tantrums. Maybe they are hungry, maybe they have not slept well, maybe they want attention from parents, or maybe they are insecure due to arrival of their younger sibling. There may be many reasons. And also to tell them how to do things instead of what to do. You want your child to read, so you have to sit with your child and read with him to create interest in the book. Now I'm going to talk about what does positive discipline do and or what are the benefits of positive discipline. So there is a difference between relationship of love between parent and child and healthy relationship between parent and a child. Relationship of love does not mean that we have a healthy relationship with our children, as there might be power struggles or arguments between both of them. If we share a healthy relationship with our children, they feel more empowered, they feel more responsible, they are more self disciplined, their level of acceptance towards parents' instructions are more. I'm not saying that everything will be perfect, but it would be more smoother and better. Now, let's talk about the foundation of building this healthy relationship. It is based on the building blocks of positive discipline, and who has a major role to play in this? Yes, as adults, we parents and teachers have a major role to play. For this, what's needed is to remove the hard wiring of conventional approach, and we have to welcome a new approach, which is more interesting, more challenging, and more creative. We should remember few keywords which I'm going to tell you now. So the point number 1 is mutual respect. I'm going to make a comparison between two approaches. The hardwiring says children need to respect their parents and teachers and listen what parents says. But this approach needs a reform. Let's talk about new approach, which is mentioned in this chapter, is that children should be respected too for who they are. That means their individuality and their uniqueness. This respect can be shown by being a good listener, validating their feelings, empathizing with them, encouraging them for their genuine efforts, involving them in problem solving discussions. Remember that children learn by imitations. If we give them respect, we get that in return. Now, the second building block and second key point is understanding belief behind behavior. When we see our children misbehaving, the immediate reaction is feeling of anger, disappointment, frustration in parents. It's very normal to feel like that, right? This is because of our hardwiring, where we can only reach to extrinsic behavior of the child and our reaction is based on it. As a result, we have a punitive approach. Now, let's make a new wiring, where we have to understand the motivation behind child's behavior. Once we get to know the reason behind his behavior, we can help the child to handle it in a better way. Here I would like to quote an example. A mom comes back home from a job and she goes to meet her 3-year-old boy. When she enters his room, the boy started throwing toy on the floor and started banging his head on the floor. Mom got angry and disturbed to see her child's tantrums and grabbed him and spanked him. The situation became more challenging. The boy started howling and mom was left with nothing but waiting for him to calm down. Let's look at the same situation in a different way. That is a new approach. Instead of feeling angry, mom could have gone and told the boy, I can see you are sad about something. Would you like to tell your mommy so that she can help you? The boy got up, hugged her mom, and started crying. Once he calmed down, he told mom, "You should always meet me and hug me in the morning before leaving for a job." Mom replied, "But you were sleeping." He said, "I'm a big boy. You can wake me up every day." And mom understood the reason behind his disturbance, and the situation became better in the coming days. The third building block is effective communication. Good communication is a key in building a healthy relationship between a parent and a child. Now, the hardwiring says we know best for our children as we love them unconditionally. They should follow what we tell them to do. This is one way communication. This can be a reason for their misbehavior, stubbornness, or rebel. Now, let's look at the new approach of positive discipline. It says that a child also has a point of view, and it should always be a two-way communication. A child will respect a parent's authority when they are given a chance to speak and get involved in the decisions we are making for them. For example, I want my child to finish his homework once he gets back from school, but that might not work with him. So I should discuss with him the best time when he can finish his work in the best way. The next point is understanding child's world. Child at the age of preschool is exploring the surroundings around them, which I've already mentioned. They are busy to see and absorb new things every day. In this process, they do mess up sometimes. They get tired, they feel anxious, they throw tantrums, they ignore parents' instructions. And parents need to know that this is a part of their cognitive, emotional, and physical changes which they are going through. And also, they have to keep in mind variables like age, birth order, temperament to understand the child. This will help parents to stay calm and share a quality time with them, and also it will help children with their curiosity about everything. Now comes the fifth building block, that is discipline that teaches. So we all know that as parents that discipline is very important to teach. Positive discipline should not be misconstituted with being permissive, that is too kind and allow our children to do whatever they want. Discipline can be best taught when we put our children in that situation and ask them to find a solution. This also invites cooperative behavior from them. Here, I would like to talk about most effective ways to discuss with our children is through family meetings at home and class meetings every day in school. Through family meetings, all members of the family, including fathers, can sit together and discuss about maybe everyday goals or weekly goals. This is very, very effective to find a solution to a problem, setting up expectations with each other, and dividing responsibility. Sixth building block is focusing on solutions instead of punishments. Children do make mistakes, and that's fine. But as parents, we need to teach them to learn from their mistakes, and that helps to build a strong bond between a parent and a child. One of the most effective and tried way is to give them analogies or to relate them with situations or real life situations like their favorite character, their favorite book, their favorite toy. How can we do that? My younger son loves cricket. And when we have to motivate him, we give him analogies like, "Your day is going maiden today. It's time to hit a sixer." And believe me, it works best for us. As when he finishes his 15 sums, he comes and tells us that he has made 15 runs and he has to make 35 runs to make half century. Seventh building block is encouragement. Yes, this is the intrinsic part of child's growth. Let me talk about hardwiring, where parents would encourage the child only when she achieves something, gets the best grade, or is the best artist or the best student in this class or in the school. But we have to forget that and we have to appreciate the efforts and small improvements of our child. The last building block is children do better when they feel better. Here I have a question with all the parents and adults and teachers, that how do you feel when you have a conflict with your family member or a spouse? Does it reflect at your work? Are you at your best energy level? Same happens with our children. If they are not understood, if they are humiliated, if they feel disconnected, shamed for something, what would happen to them? Either they would get arrogant or they'll get less confident, nervous, or maybe stubborn. This clearly states that children need to feel significant and there should be a feeling of belongingness for them to feel confident, respectful, resourceful, responsible. That doesn't mean that we should not correct our children. We should always bring firmness and kindness at the same time to discipline our children. In conclusion, today I have talked about the following points. First, mutual respect, where there is a fair exchange of respect between a parent and a child. Second, understanding belief behind behavior, understanding the intrinsic factors behind behaviors before responding. Third, effective communication, emphasizing two-way communication. Fourth, understanding child's world, helping children to learn from surroundings and their mistakes. Fifth, discipline that teaches the difference between permissiveness and effectiveness. Sixth, focusing on solutions instead of punishments, how children should be problem solvers. Seventh, encouragement about developing a growth mindset. And lastly, children do better when they feel better, about feeling significant and important. That's it for today. If you have found some value in today's video, please subscribe, like, and share. And go be a better parent.